Here in beautiful Malawi, most people make less than $1 a day. With such widespread poverty, sending children to school can be difficult even for households with two healthy, working parents. Malawi has over 1 million orphans, and guardians face great challenges just to keep their families fed and sheltered. Even the free public schools aren't free, for there are costs for uniforms, supplies, and other fees. If guardians are short of money, they'll attend to their own children's needs first. Most guardians have no means to give the orphans who live with them adequate food or clothes, much less money for education. All too often, orphans are neglected, saddled with chores, or made to do manual labor. The reality is that poverty begets poverty, which means that these orphans have little chance to pull themselves out of their impoverished situation. The Face-to-Face AIDS Project's Orphan Scholarship Program works directly with community-based organizations who work right on the ground level. These organizations, made up of volunteers, many of whom are HIV positive, have close ties with leaders in their communities. In fact, most orphans in the scholarship program were chosen by community leaders such as village chiefs or directors of organizations. Consideration was based on each orphan's home situation, his or her performance at school, and very importantly, his or her personality and character. Many of the orphans have come a very long way. Take Gladys Mahala, for instance. Gladys suffered from HIV, malaria, meningitis, TB, and Kaposi sarcoma. She had to be carried to the hospital and was near death for months. Somehow, Gladys found the strength to survive and is now doing well in school. And then there is 14-year-old Aubrey, whose mother came to us pleading for us to take in her young son. "He's a good child," she said, "and he'll study hard, and my last and only wish is that he get an education." And then the mother died that very night. Young Albert Mvula was found begging for food on the streets, and Memory Chisite's dream of becoming an ambassador was cut short when her father and mother died, leaving her and her sister homeless. One of the most remarkable orphans is Elizabeth John. Elizabeth had been orphaned and abused, causing her to develop full-blown AIDS at the tender age of 14. The director of a community-based organization took her in, cared for her, and sent her to school where she did extremely well. But when Elizabeth reached the age of 16, her extended family took her to their village and married her off for $25. It took much work to get Elizabeth back, and the decision was made to send her to boarding school where she would be safe from being forced to return to the village. Here's Elizabeth now with a message for her supporters at Rutgers University.
Hello, my friends in Rutgers University. My
name is Elizabeth John. I want to thank you all students of Rutgers University for the support that you give me. I just want to share with you a little bit of what has happened. I was going to school at a local primary school, and then my relatives told me to leave school and to get married. But I was taken out of the marriage and sent to a very nice boarding school. So I'm very thankful for all the support that is being given to me and all the other orphans here in Malawi. Please come to Malawi. I want you to come all of you to see us.
It's only through the help of people around the world that Face-to-Face is able to help orphans like Elizabeth stay in school. And that's why Elizabeth, pictured here in our Malawi office, and Albert in the yellow, and Aubrey in the white, it's only through generous support that they all are doing so well both in and out of school. And Gladys, too, who has accomplished so much in such a short time.
Your family here with the different CBOs. You've got your family in your village. You've got your family of friends.
And this help is much more than just school, for it also provides a community to which these children feel like they belong. A community where HIV/AIDS is openly talked about, and a community where friendship and love are here for the long run. Face-to-Face believes that orphans can play a key role in shaping Malawi's future. After all, orphans know firsthand the effects of famine, drought, poverty, and disease. We encourage them to think about how they can combine their abundant energy, spirit, and education to dream of improving their own country. Instead of a banker, to dream of becoming an accountant at a nonprofit. Instead of a doctor, to work towards a degree in public health, which allows them to be working in the field after just a few years of study. Instead of a businessman, to dream of being an educator. These orphans cherish the opportunity of an education so much more so than most children, and this is a value that we want to nurture to the fullest extent. With the help of all of our supporters, we can indeed show these wonderful young scholars that their lives, no matter how difficult and painful it's been up to now, can bring happiness to themselves and to their communities. And for these young scholars, so full of energy and spirit, their lives may someday be devoted to helping others in their country experience the same happiness and joy. From an exuberant celebration in Lilongwe, Malawi, this is Ken Wong of the Face-to-Face AIDS Project.